What is goody in the hoodie, Blackwell family? Welcome back to the Blackwell Box, where we heal through having real conversations with real people. I'm your host, Wellness Liss, and happy Wellness Wednesday. How are y'all feeling today? We are back. We made it to see another week. All right. So you already know the deal. Before we get into the episode, make sure that you are following us on all of our platforms at the Blackwell Box. You can get the video streams on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. You can catch the audio playback wherever you catch your podcast. And the most easiest way to do it is just say, "Hey, Alexa, play the Blackwell Box podcast," and boom, flip, skip. I'm going to be right there in your bedroom and we're going to go from there. So today we tapping into a really important conversation. Today, we are talking all things health and wellness and fitness and nutrition. And this is a very important topic, especially in the Black community. So who better to talk about these things than someone who does it and teaches other people to do it and walk in that light every single day? So without further ado, we're gonna bring in our special guest today. We got Taryn Durant. What's up? How you
What up? What
feeling?
up? Yo, thank
How
you so
you
much for
feeling?
having me, man. I
Oh, of
appreciate it.
course. Thank you for
Yeah.
hopping in the Blackwell Box with us. We are so excited to talk about this. This is going to be the first time in the Blackwell Box that we talk about the fitness side,
Oh,
and
cool.
how the nutrition and the fitness and how that all interplays with the mental health, which I'm sure you already know about. So we're going to put on the other people, and hopefully I can learn something too,
I
because
love it. Yeah.
my health and fitness is,
That's all right. We got it.
you
You
know,
got
I
time.
I tell you, I joined a yoga class, and I've been really proud of
That's
this
good.
one yoga class for a long time, but my
Yeah.
baby steps.
Yoga is dope. You can even do like hot yoga. Hot yoga is
Ooh,
amazing. I love it. It's
probably get
it's
more limber, huh?
yeah, it's a whole experience. It's beautiful. But yeah, no,
Okay.
I'm really honored to come in. I love what you're doing. I check out your page and everything like that. So I'm very excited. And also like this is kind of like my jam, not only do I do fitness, but actually like, before I started my business, right, 4 years ago, I was a
Mhm.
mental health therapist actually. So I did like
Dope.
mental health for like a living. And now like with fitness, I kind of blend it too. You know what I'm saying? So
So
yeah.
we in the right place. We in the right place at
Yeah,
the
that's
right
what I'm
time.
saying.
So
Yeah.
it's gonna be a great conversation, y'all. So make sure y'all sit down, get tuned in right now. So without further ado, we just gonna hop right into it. So where did your wellness story begin for you personally?
Yeah, so for me, so real quick, I grew up an athlete, right? Played basketball in college as well. And like after, playing and then getting a job in the mental health field, like
Hmm.
I went from like, training, working out all the time to like sitting and just like not working out and eating whatever I wanted. And so, I gained a lot of weight. I gained like 50 pounds. I got up to like 220 was my heaviest.
Hmm.
And it was a fight to get back. You know what I'm saying? It was a mental fight mainly. But got started on my journey in April 2018 and just started learning about nutrition. Just started like, what I'm saying? Like learning new things and drinking more water, eating more vegetables, doing my supplements, training with my group and my team. And I just kept getting results and now, I just keep going. So it's really a journey, is my thing.
Okay. That's definitely dope. I feel like for me, when I got to college, in high school, I was like an athlete. Then when
Uh-huh.
I got to college, I was like, I'm out here on the dorms. The girls is outside. I got a meal ticket. I'm in the
The
cab,
girls is outside.
chopping it up with the cafeteria workers and the girls in the
Oof.
cab. So it was like, shoot. And then I feel like actually when I got to college, I was like the first couple times starting to work out. But I started getting bigger. I was getting
Okay.
like bigger, and I was like, what's going on here? So
Yeah.
it was definitely that's where I started my fitness side of my wellness journey. And then I got my hair laid in November. School started in August, so that wasn't that long. Got my hair laid in November,
Uh-huh.
and I never went back to the gym. I was like, I'm not sweating this out.
Facts.
And
Yeah.
and then I
That's
was
a
like,
whole that's a whole thing too, and especially in the Black community, the whole sweating out process.
yeah,
Yeah.
I just never went back after that. I dabbled, but okay. So
Never too late.
we're gonna get right into the intersection. Like you said, you have a really unique perspective because you are in this nutrition and fitness lane, but you also
Hmm.
have that background from that mental and emotional health. So, in what ways do your physical wellness impact your emotional and mental wellness? How do those two play together?
Yeah. Man, oh my God, the connection between the mind and the body is just insane. You know what I'm saying? Like if exercise for one is so healing. And exercise, I don't want anybody to think they got to hit the gym, they got to lift weights 5 times a week. Like, no, exercise can be yoga, it can be walking in nature, it could be swimming, it could be playing soccer with your friends or your kids, whatever it is. Like, just getting active and moving your body, there's so much healing components to that, because
Mm-hmm.
when you move your body, so many feel good endorphins are released, right? Norepinephrine, serotonin, dopamine is, some of the popular ones that people know of. Your cortisol levels also decrease. You know what I'm saying? So you're getting literally a high off of just the activity that you're getting. Your brain is absorbing that, right? And all the neuron receptors is just going crazy. So that's a little like, kind of light sciencey behind it, but legit, like when you move your body, you feel better, you feel more optimistic, you feel more positive, you get more energy. Everything increases, sex drive increases, sleep increases, you appetite, you know what I'm saying? Everything gets regulated. So they're very hand in hand. If you're struggling with anxiety like myself, or depression, or whatever it is, like sometimes of course talk therapy is important, but also like getting out and just moving your body, getting sun,
Mm-hmm.
doing these little things that we know how to do, or that we can do, especially if we're able-bodied, will greatly improve one's mental health, you know what I'm saying, and emotional health. And also like to like also like when you're working out, like for me, I love the gym, I love lifting weights, I love getting stronger. It teaches you patience, it teaches you self-love. It's literally like that's how I view my journey. Like I'm just on a self-love journey and discovery. I'm constantly, month to month, every single day, just becoming who I feel inside, you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
that has done wonders for my mental health, so yeah, if that was kind of long-winded, but yeah.
Oh no, you hit the nail right on the head. I think that I love the point of you making up. It's not always going to the gym and lifting a whole bunch of weights,
Right.
the concept of it's things that we already do and that we can do, little things that we can add that can have those, therapeutic benefits. And
Hmm.
so, of course, in the Blackwell box, we talk all things black. So why is it so important specifically for the black community to reclaim like our health and our nutrition?
Yeah. First of all, I love that this is for black um individuals. You know what I'm saying? In black spaces, I love it
Thank
because
you.
it's we need that. I think for one, we could just talk nutrition. I think that's kind of like the easiest fruit to grab off the tree. We're not really taught how to eat well. I don't know about you, but I grew up on a lot of pastas, breads, chicken, rice. You know what I'm saying? We grow up like, kind of like that, snacking, juices, Kool-Aid with hella sugar. You know what I mean? Like we kind of grow up on that stuff, and we don't learn about the importance of water, and even, filtered water. Like I grew up on tap, you know what I'm saying? Tap ain't good, especially depending on what state you're in, there's so much lead and just all this kind of stuff. So we're not taught these things. So I think it's imperative. There's so many health things that could be avoided. Diabetes, high cholesterol, feet swelling up. All these things that can be changed if we change our sodium level intake, or move our bodies a little bit more, or you know what I'm saying. Um, I mean, it's sad, the amount of lives that are taken just because of health benefits, or heart attacks, or
Mhm,
you know what I'm saying, or even migraines. I don't know if you know about, if you felt this or you can relate to this, but my mom always grew up with migraines. You know what I'm
mhm.
saying? I always saw her popping pills and, always having
Yeah,
headaches, stress headaches, is what she used to call
yep.
it. And a lot of it, yes, was stress. And stress is terrible on the body, for one, and stress can be mitigated through exercise and good nutrition, right? But also food, you know what I'm saying? Like high sodium levels, high cholesterol and stuff like that. Really sugary foods, all these things affect our bodies like so much. And I think if we start with, obviously the new generation coming up, like valuing more health and wellness and fitness, like we're just gonna optimize who we are as people, because we deserve that shit. And so, and it's just going to keep going, it's going to trickle effect, and we're all going to influence each other to be better. So yeah, yeah, it's so important, it's so important. I want to see more of us thriving.
Yeah, and I feel like that's the piece, that, I was talking to someone else about it, and they were saying, like, we don't even realize there's so many things that we were taught incorrectly or that we weren't taught at all, that we have to, unlearn. And especially I think that relationship with food, you know, and like you said, in the Black community, it's we be eating. And
We be
not to say that
eating.
other people don't eat, but we in the Blackwell
But
box.
yo,
Don't forget about my
we be
Black
munching.
angle. And
We be
we be
munching.
eating the soul
Yeah.
food and all of those things, you
Yeah.
know. So being able to kind of look at our relationship with food in a different way, I think
Yeah.
is really important because, you know, a lot of people that I know specifically, you know, they like, you know, when I get stressed, I eat, or when I get stressed,
Mm-hmm.
I just don't eat at all, you know, or they're eating crap or whatever. And so I think
Yeah.
really, you know, taking back that ownership of like, you know, we don't have to eat fried chicken every day just because they say
Yeah.
Black people eat fried chicken. Like that doesn't
Yeah.
have to happen like that.
Yeah. And going off that point too, like I don't want anybody to hear what I said and think, okay, they gotta rid themselves of their cultural foods or their favorite foods. Because I think with our community, food plays a big part in love. It's like a love
Mhm.
language. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
your mama make you food because she's showing you that she loves you. You know what I'm saying? Or barbecues or family get-togethers. You
Yep.
know who's packing what, who's bringing what, and it's a celebration of like love. You know, and I don't want that to be taken away. That's important. Go to the barbecues. You know what I'm saying? Eat your mama's food, but just realize like it comes with balance. You got to balance, you know, stuff out. You know, of course, like, you know, let's say you're at a cookout, like, you know, eat some, you know, of course, eat, you know, get a little taste, but we don't got to go back for 4s and 5s and pack a plate to
Yeah.
go home. And, you know what I'm saying? We ain't got to do all that. And then the rest of the week, you know, eat a little bit cleaner, drink more water. You know what I'm saying? Everything is a balance.
Yeah.
I still be eating fried chicken, what I want to do. You know, I have fun, but it's just
Yeah.
about balance. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's the good thing about, you know, a lot of things that we learn in life, how transferable they are. And like if we learn balance in one space, it's a lot easier to practice that elsewhere as well, you know. And
Yeah.
eating is another space that we have to, you know, be able to make that balance, just like with emotions. You know, it's okay to cry, but you can't cry all day, every day. That's not going to make
Hmm.
you productive. It's okay to eat those things and have those experiences. But if we're doing it to our demise, then it's not productive at that point.
Right.
So with that, with the eating and the working out, and all of those things that come with that nutrition, how do you personally, how do you stay so motivated and so disciplined in following through with that?
Yeah. Um, well, I think it's important to note that I'm hardly motivated. You know what I mean? Like you may have heard this from other people who do fitness and stuff like that. Motivation is not a part of it. You know, motivation has nothing to do with whether I eat clean or whether I move my body today. You know, because 80% of the time I don't want to do it. I don't feel like going to the gym. I don't feel like, you know what I'm saying? I could
Mhm.
sleep, I could watch TV, I can go hang out with my friends. There's so many other things that I would take pleasure from as opposed to going to the gym right now. But I think, you know, in the beginning, especially if you're just getting started, people almost want and expect motivation. It's not gonna always be there. And that's why a lot of people fail. Because, you know, maybe they're motivated for the first 2 days because they got a plan. You know, they're excited. Oh, I'm about to change my life. Summer's coming up. Boom, boom. You're excited, but guess what? Day 3, that's gone. You know, now
Mhm.
it's about discipline. It's about, you know, habit building. So when you're first getting started on your journey, focus on discipline. Who cares about motivation? If you're motivated, who
Mhm.
cares? You know, focus and center on discipline. Create the habits in your life that's going to sustain you, right? So start developing that habit, and over time, like after 2 3 months, it's going to become a part of your lifestyle. Now it's just who you are. It's just what you do. You don't feel right if you don't do it. You get what I'm saying?
Mm.
And that's where the point, you know, that's where I'm at. You know, obviously I've been in this for 4 years, you know, so if I don't drink my water, if I don't eat cleaner, I feel like shit. You know, my energy goes crazy. You know, my mood is down. If I don't go lift and work out again, all those feel good chemicals I listed off, like my
Mhm.
body's used to that. My body's like, hey yo, where's my drug today? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like for real,
Yeah.
it becomes a chemical thing. And you know, I don't feel right. You know what I'm saying? So it has absolutely nothing to do with motivation. It's just I'm highly disciplined and it's just literally a part of my life. And then also, like I said before too, like I'm addicted to just becoming the next version of myself. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And I just can't. I'm just excited, and I think that's another thing that maybe messes people up too. Like they get started on a fitness journey for that summer, or to fit into the wedding dress, or
Mm.
to whatever. It's such a destination type agreement, you know, that once they hit it, if they hit it, right, they're like gone. They're like, oh, I'm good,
Right.
you know. I can do whatever. Now, for me, there's no destination. It's literally a journey. Like, I'm just excited for the next thing, to grow my calves, or to learn how to do a handstand, or, there's always something I want to achieve, you
Yeah.
know? So yeah.
Okay. And I
Yeah.
think that's the best part about wellness. At first, it used to be daunting to me, the
Hmm.
concept that it is a lifelong journey. I remember when I first got into it, and I was like, all right, bet. Even like with mental health, just like with physical health, I was like, all right, bet. This is my goal. I hit it. And I was like, oh, I'm great. I ain't going to therapy no more. I ain't reading my Bible no more. Like, I'm well. I'm woke. Like, I'm good,
Yeah.
you know? And this idea that it is a lifelong journey with physical health, with fitness, with mental health, there's always something new that you can learn and grow and expand in. So I
Yeah.
really like that, saying that it is, a journey, and that's how you get the most out of it. And
Yeah.
I really like you saying how, of course, when you go, you start to build that routine. Your body starts getting used to it. And I
Hmm.
think that the same goes for when you start tending to your mental health. The more you start doing self-care, when you don't do it, you will feel it. You'll be like, oh,
Hmm.
wait a minute, hold on. Like, you'll be
Hmm.
able to catch those things and be able to stay regulated. So outside of working out and your fitness journey, how else do you protect your mental health or tend to that side?
Yeah. Man, I do so much like self-care. It's crazy. Like literally every single morning, because I'm self-employed. I run my
Mhm,
business full time. So I'm able to develop and create my own schedule. So from like 8 a.m. until like 10:30, it's
mhm,
just literally me, you know? Sure, maybe I'll answer some messages, but like I'm reading my book, I'm doing my affirmations,
mhm.
I'm meditating and deep breathing, I'm praying, right? So all of these things are like me, like
Yeah.
filling up my cup. I drink my water, have my shake, my tea, like I'm filling up myself. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And then I can tackle the world, and then I can talk to people for whatever reason. You know what I'm saying? So I do that. Also, I want to say like every other day, I go on a nature walk. So nature calms me, and maybe it calms other people. But
Yeah.
nature is healing, man. Like hearing the birds and just the sunlight, and through the nature walk, there's little creeks and stuff. Just hearing the
Mhm.
water move. I'm also in therapy myself too, so that's a whole nother thing. Like mental health, I think is imperative. If you're not taking care of the top, like nothing else in your life is going to be good. So I go to therapy weekly, and bless her heart because I need her. You know what I mean? I need her.
Yeah.
I also do personal development too. You know what I'm saying? So I'm always listening to empowering audios. Jim Rohn, Tony Robbins, Les Brown. Every single morning when I wake up, I put on a little sermon. You know what I'm saying? So I'm
Yeah.
constantly like, it's my job to take care of me. You know,
Mhm.
and I encourage that for everybody.
Yep. I appreciate you sharing that. And I think that I've been talking to a lot more people who have been able to make that space to start tapping into themselves. And I
Hmm.
think that for me, that was kind of really a big shift when I started to give myself slow mornings, because I already, if there's a job you don't like, or, going into mental health where you about to deal with everybody's everything,
Yeah.
happen to have that time to recenter. And I'm not the only one that works with people. And
Yeah.
so having that time to recenter yourself, especially in the morning, I think is really good. And even for those, who are not self-employed, who have a schedule. I know one of the things that I did was I started meditating in the shower. I was like, I don't have
Mm.
time to shower, do this, do that, and still
Hmm.
sit and, have that. So I'm like, okay, 2 for 1. I started meditating in the shower. So like you said, just
I
finding
love
those
that.
things, thank you, to be able
Yeah.
to deal with your mindset. They say you can't help with a broken hand. So if you're not tending
Oof.
your own mental health,
Come
then
on.
you really can't, you ain't gonna be of no service to the
Facts.
people around you. And I think that that's one of the great things that makes you an amazing coach. And for those who do not know, you are a Herbalife coach. You do
Yeah.
coach people in their fitness and their wellness journeys. And so my next question is, what are some personal attributes that you have that make you a great coach, that make you great at what you do?
Yeah, I think that's a really good question. So let me. It's so interesting because I think if you would have asked me this question like a year ago, it would have been really hard for me to answer, just
Mm,
because I think people, we have a hard time almost talking. It's so easy to talk negative about ourselves, and
yeah.
it's so
Hmm.
hard to talk positive. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So this year was actually like working on my self love so I can receive love better and
Mm,
express it. So for me, one, I'm awesome, right? Two, I know what I'm talking about, right?
Mm-hmm.
And how I know what I'm talking about is because I've lived it myself, right? I've gone through the journey myself. I know what it feels like to try and lose weight. I know what it feels like to try and put on muscle. I've done the mistakes. I've done the fad diets. I've done the water fasting. I've done this, all that BS that
Yeah.
people have done to try and change their lives, and none of it
Mm-hmm.
works because scientifically it doesn't work. It's a fad for a reason. And so I had to go through that. And now, like, literally on my platform, I devote my time in my life to just sharing with other people, the mistakes I've made, why it doesn't work, educate people, and also like what you can do, right? What are the next
Mm-hmm.
steps and how you can have a healthy journey. So I think that's, one, I've been through it myself, right?
Mm-hmm.
Two, right, I study this stuff. Like, literally, I'm passionate about this. I'm always watching fitness videos, and I'm always educating myself on the next and the best way to grow their bodies or drop body fat. I have a mental health background, so I'm able to work with people, and that is such a huge component to fitness journey because like fitness journeys are mainly mental. Like, they're not really physical. Like, the physical stuff is easy, right? This is what you eat. This is what you don't eat. This is how you move. This is what you don't move.
Mm-hmm.
If we were robots, it would be so simple because we could just follow the rules. But
Yep.
it's the mental component that plays a part. It's the human part of it that makes it difficult. So with my clients, especially, people who need to lose 100 pounds, 150 pounds, the mental part is the biggest part, because that's
Mm-hmm.
that's why people quit. It's not because it's hard. It's very simple to drink water. It's not difficult at all. A child can do it. You know what I'm saying? What's hard is the mental, the human aspect of it, right? As number two. Number three, I make it fun, man. Like, I think a lot of people think, fitness journeys are salads and cardio, and that's a huge two of the mistakes I made.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that. It's eating right. It's eating often. It's eating a lot. In fact, a lot of my clients, especially my weight loss clients who need to lose weight, right, body fat, like, they think eating less is what you need to do. No, I teach them how to actually eat more, and they're
Mm-hmm.
shocked because they get results. But it's because I understand the metabolism. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So just all these things, I'm able to put my clients on game. You know, and they learn so much. You know what I'm saying? Just, I feel like just working with me, they learn so much because I'm always giving them tips. I'm always teaching them science. I'm always, because I don't, I want them to understand and be able to change their lives. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So, yeah, and I make it fun. I do a lot of gifs. I'll cuss a lot. It's gonna be fun,
Yeah.
and I think those are some of the things that make me, a great coach.
Dope, dope. I think
Yeah.
that's really cool because, especially that piece you saying, like that education where it meets that experience, where it meets
Hmm.
that connection. It really is a really sweet spot in whatever field, whatever space you're in, to be able to be good at what you do,
Yeah.
educating yourself. And I heard, I was actually watching a podcast the other day and they said, one of the most dangerous words that we can use is but, because that, causes a roadblock in our mindset that makes those
Mm.
things that the things that we already know, the information that is being circulated that makes it difficult to say, okay, I know I should drink more water, but, and it's
Wow.
definitely
Yeah.
some value to assessing, the barriers and the roadblocks. And I think that one thing that I just recently started doing or trying to do is whenever I catch myself about to say, but, maybe saying and,
Mm.
so like, I know I'm supposed to drink the water and it's hard because I don't have a water bottle. So, and that kind of,
Yeah.
instead of making it like, well, this is my excuse or this is my out, it kind of shifts that mindset to like, this is true. This is also true, and there's
I
also,
love
and
that.
there's always
Damn, I
more,
love this.
yeah, more things that you can do to,
Yeah.
counteract those buts, counteract those doubts. And, I think that that mindset is really important as well with your mental health, your physical health, your emotional health, all of those things. So with that,
Hmm.
what do you think, aside from mindset, are some personal attributes that make someone coachable, that make someone able to be ready to tend to their mental health and their physical health and stuff?
Yeah. I think being a forever student of life is huge, and it's probably the only one that you need.
Mhm.
If your ego isn't getting in the way of asking for help, and then once you ask for help, believing it and then accepting it and implementing it, right?
Mm.
Because those are the things. A lot of people want the information, but they don't do shit with it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? That's a problem, right?
Yeah.
You want to know the answers. You want all this stuff, but you're not willing to change. That's a problem. So, being able to, you know be aware of your ego, disarm your ego, be open, and always be a forever student. Because if you're a forever student in fitness, for example, I'm a forever student. I don't know everything about everything. I'm following other great coaches, and I'm learning. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking seminars. I go to monthly seminars, and I'm learning. Right? I'm reading the books, and I'm learning. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know shit when it comes to an expert. You know, like an expert, like 30 years in the game. I don't know nothing compared to that guy or that girl. You know what I'm saying? So, like, always being a forever student, because if you are, like, the world is yours. You can learn any skill in this planet if you're just willing to be a forever student and humble enough to be that.
Yeah, I think that's a really dope. I appreciate your response, and I think that's a
Yeah.
really dope point that we need to unlearn. The concept of practice makes perfect, and this idea of even me as a therapist at one point saying like, okay, my mental health is checkpoint, and I wasn't even a therapist at that point. I was like, I got everything I need to have. Like, this is it. And so
Yeah,
that
nah.
idea of being a student before you're a teacher, and then
Yeah.
always constantly being willing to let down that ego and learn more to be able to be your best self. Because like they say, they think we say practice makes perfect, but it's really practice makes progress. And it's always, as long as you breathe in, there's something else that you can learn, another place that you can go higher and expand. And I was actually watching a different podcast, and they were saying how the things that we're doing right now, we are working at our highest ability. We're maxing out our ability. This is all that we are able to do right now, but that's not our potential. Our ability where we are right now is not
I
necessarily the
love
same
that.
as our potential. Our potential is like the peak, the toppest of the top that we can get. And
Yeah.
so sometimes we are honest with ourselves. We say, I feel like I'm maxing out, I got it. Like we hit that baseline of our ability, and we have to shift that mindset to be able to push through that and reach our full potential. And like you said, when you hit those goals that you have, being able to say, okay, well, I hate here, how can I turn it up, or how can I pivot it into something else, and always
Yeah.
being eager to learn and to level up, because
Yeah.
there's
And
always gonna be, just like there's always somebody who you like, oh yeah, I used to be like that. There's always somebody who you like, dang, okay, all right, let me, and keeping that zeal.
yeah.
So with that, I know that you have, like you said, that you come from a mental health background, and now you're in the arena of fitness, and how mindset and all those things are important. And there is a lot of information out there. There's a lot of information accessible where people can just grab it and go. And it's up to them to do work with it. But what is something that you think the average person might not know about fitness and nutrition that you feel like everyone should know this, y'all?
Yeah. Okay. So one, nutrition is the most important thing, I think, and I made this mistake myself. And I need people to hear this and accept it. It doesn't matter how hard you work out. If your nutrition is trash, you're putting trash in a Mercedes. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
So
mm,
sure, maybe the number on the scale will drop. The number on the scale on me dropped when I was doing cardio 3 hours a day, and I was eating fucking rice, or not even rice. I was eating salads and tomatoes. You know what I'm saying? Horrible living. Don't do that,
mhm,
right? But the scale dropped, and I thought that was progress. But my energy levels, I had dark circles around my eyes because I was just so dehydrated.
mhm,
I wasn't sleeping well. My hormone levels were going crazy, right? I had no muscle mass because I gave my body no nutrition. So I was just
mm.
like a skin bag, and it's not cute, you know? So that's number one, nutrition. Get that straight. Learn how to do it. Learn how to do it, or find a coach and figure out how to do it with them, right?
Mm,
Number two, you cannot convert fat into muscle. I get this a lot, and sometimes I laugh, and we laugh together, but they're completely different components. It's like saying, can I make my hair into, I don't know, my skin? That's a really weird
yeah.
question, but they're completely different elements. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? You can't make a cat a dog. It's not
mhm,
like that. They're completely different things. And then, uh, uh, eating past a certain hour has nothing to do with if you're gonna lose weight or not.
mm,
That's another funny one that I get a lot too.
yeah,
Like, oh, I heard it's bad to eat past 8. Absolutely not. Unless maybe it's affecting your sleep. Maybe it's hard for you to sleep on a full stomach, whatever it is, but it has nothing to do. Like, weight loss is literally just numbers. It's just caloric intake versus caloric outtake. That is
mhm,
how you lose body fat. It's so simple. It's so easy. You know what I'm saying? There is no, oh, I can't eat at this time. Your body doesn't know the difference. You know what I'm saying? It's not like that. So those are just some of the three things that I hear like kind of often.
Yeah.
That I wanted to put here.
Okay. Okay, I've actually heard all of those. I've heard all of
Yeah.
those, and I've been like, okay, that's the tea. I really love asking this question. I just started asking this question in season 2, and I really love it because I think that people, like we said, who have that experience and have that education, you know, they know they like on the inside, you know, and for
Mm-hmm.
people on the outside, there is so much education accessible that sometimes it's hard to tell like what is facts and what is not. And so I feel like this is probably a question that you might get often. And since we're
Cool.
on the topic of health and fitness and all those things, what's the tea with carbs? Is it fake news? Should we cut them out? Should we keep
Oh
them
my
in?
god.
What is the bad? I feel like this is the one a lot of people I know when they're like,
Yeah.
you know, I'm being healthy, like I'm going keto, I'm not eating carbs, or like I'm
Oh
taking
god.
out all
Yeah.
carbs. Like, what's the tea? Give us
This
the
is
tea.
so good. This is a great question. You should always eat carbs. God, carbs are so good. Carbs are not the issue. Fuck. There's so many thoughts that I have on this. Because I get this a lot too. Carbs, you should never cut out a major macronutrient. Okay.
Mm,
Macronutrients are protein, carbs, right? And water actually, and fats.
oh,
Okay.
okay.
So those are the 4 macronutrients.
Mm,
Like, imagine if you're like, okay, I'm not gonna drink water, or I'm not gonna drink or eat protein, or I'm no longer ever gonna eat a fat. Healthy fats are
mm,
great. You know what I'm saying? Carbs are amazing. You need carbs for energy. You need carbs for brain functionality. You need carbs for organ health. You need carbs for muscle mass. I don't know if I said that already. And fat loss. You need
mm,
fucking carbs. What happens is when people do things like keto, which I do not, I'm not even gonna speak on it. Whatever. But when people do things like keto and they cut carbs, they cut out a major macronutrient. What they're essentially doing is decreasing their calories. So, like I said
mm,
before, fat loss is very simple: calories in versus calories out. They're essentially just decreasing their calories, right?
mm,
And they're maybe getting results because they just simply decrease their calories. You get what I'm saying? And maybe they're
yeah.
burning more calories. So when it comes to science of fat loss, they're doing the right thing. But when it comes to macronutrients, they're not doing the right thing. Now, that's a whole other breakdown. I'm not trying to make it confusing. But what's most important to fat loss and getting results is actually macros. It's not calories in versus calories out. It's not calories. A lot of people
Okay.
calorie count. What they should do is count their macros if they learn how to do that, okay?
Okay.
Carbs are fucking amazing, unique. They're my friends. I eat carbs every day, all day. You know what I'm saying? And people enjoy them. And also,
Yeah.
what's also a whole other thing is that people are fascinated. And I don't know when it developed. I don't know when this happened in the world, but I wish it
Mhm.
didn't happen. Right? The thing that people should actually, if you're gonna be worried about something, the thing that people should quote unquote worry about is actually fats, right? The
Okay.
oils, the butters, the avocados, even healthy
Mm.
fats like avocado, for example, the
Mhm.
walnuts, the almonds. You know what I'm saying? They should worry about those things because calorically, fats carry more calories than carbs. Carbs per
Okay.
gram is only 4 calories, right?
Mhm.
Fats per gram is 9 calories.
Oh,
So,
okay.
let's say you go to Chipotle and you're like, oh, I'm not
Mhm.
gonna eat carbs, but you get hella fucking oil and you get avocado. You just did, you know, you know what I'm saying? For
Mm.
every 2 carbs, that's only 1 fat. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So people try to eliminate the carbs, but they OD on the fats. So essentially, you're actually eating more calories. You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And also, there's such a rebound effect when you start eating carbs again, that you do not want
Mm.
to witness. So do not cut carbs. Measured carbs, of course, measured proteins, measured vegetables. All these things that could happen.
Yeah.
But cutting a macronutrient, and also I didn't even talk about organ health. That puts a hell of a strain on your kidneys and your liver, which is just dangerous. Then you start having more protein in your urine, or you know what I'm saying. There's imbalance. That's when you start, kidney stuff, I don't want to say kidney failure, but kidney stuff starts arising. You just don't do it. Just don't do it. just don't.
Mhm.
Just eat healthy. That's it. Yeah. Sorry,
Okay.
I'm very
No,
passionate
no.
about that topic.
No, that's good. I felt like it would be a good one because I know me personally, I've been several times where I'm like, you know what? I just keep hearing people say it. And I'm like, is it fake news? Because like I said, I
Yeah.
just recently moved to Atlanta and everyone here says like the traffic is awful. The traffic is awful. And I'm like, the more you know, the traffic isn't that awful, at least for me coming from DC. I'm
Yeah.
like, that's fake news. And so I imagine that in every aspect, there's some fake news
Yeah.
somewhere. And I know that that's one that I hear often that I've been victim to that. I'm like, you know
Yeah.
what? I'm just gonna cut carbs. I'm just gonna eat the
Jesus.
veggies, and I'm gonna do the
Oh,
salmon and the broccoli, and
it
that's
makes
it.
me
And eat that
cringe
every
every
day.
time I hear it.
Okay.
Oof.
So, of course, at the Blackwell Box, you have given us so many gems, like so many things that we can take away, that we can start implementing in our life, from mindset to the science behind it to what is fake news, what's tea, what's not. So, before we get out of here, I want to ask you, what are 3 things that we can start doing today that somebody could be like, all right, I hear you, I like this, I want to make a change today. What can we start doing to improve our health?
Yeah. Drinking more water. I mean, that goes that's amazing. That's a huge
Hmm.
step. If you don't drink water, start with, okay, I'm gonna drink a gallon of water a day. If you drink a gallon of water a day, okay, optimize and drink a gallon, or if you do half a gallon, sorry, drink a gallon of water a day. You know what I'm saying? Water is just so vital. That's number one. Number two, if you're a people pleaser, work on
Hmm.
not being a people pleaser. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Because it adds so much just vibrance to your life. And mental health, and then you start thinking about how you can love on yourself. I think it starts there. When you stop
Hmm.
caring about loving on people so much, you start focusing on inward, and I think that's
Mm,
huge, right? Number three, um man, just start eating healthier, stop comparing yourself to other people, focus on your journey, and just love the shit out of yourself.
yeah.
Like how you could love a partner. Love you. You are your first
Mm,
partner. You know what I
yep.
mean? You deserve that love. So I think those are the 3 things. Because once you do those
Okay.
things, the world is yours.
Okay, so we gotta stop people pleasing, we gotta
Yeah.
drink more water, and we gotta
Yeah.
love on ourselves and eat healthier.
Yes.
All right, I love it. I always, one of the things I always say, how we treat others and how we interact with the world around us is a direct correlation to how we interact with ourselves. So I love that piece of like, yo, you gotta care about yourself enough. You gotta care
Yeah.
about yourself enough to do the things. And ask somebody, I got a like kind of a follow-up question. So ask somebody who slightly, I drink a little water here and there. What is the standard? What is the standard amount of water that's like that's a good place?
Yeah. I feel like I used to know this. I think 64 ounces is kind of what
Mhm.
your body needs to thrive off of. And then 128, I think, is a gallon ounces.
Mhm.
So like at least 64
Okay.
64 ounces. I think everybody can do it. I think that's 3 water bottles.
Okay.
Don't quote
Oh,
me. I
okay.
can't do the math in my head, but like,
Mhm.
figure it out. But you know, I mean, water just helps so much. Energy
Yeah.
levels and just flushing your body, getting rid of toxins, regenerating your hair, skin, and nails, helping your
Mhm.
bones. You know what I'm saying? So much. Regulating hormones. There's so many things that water does.
Mhm.
That is really just amazing.
Okay, well, I definitely appreciate that. And one of the things
Of
that I do
course.
want to point out is that when you gave your 3 things, the first 3 things weren't go to the gym and bust out a whole bunch of weights,
Yeah.
and I think that that is one of the common misconceptions when people think about health. They say, okay, I got to cut the carbs, I got to go to the gym. And I love
Hmm.
how you intertwine, in the work that you do and obviously in the life that you lead, that interconnection of like your mental health, your mindset, getting back to the basics. Drink water, love
Hmm.
yourself, and how those things are so important in our health. So I definitely appreciate you hopping on and coming in the
Of
Blackwell
course.
box. And now you're part of the Blackwell family. So of course
Hey.
we want to stay locked in with you. So how can we support you? How can we connect with you, see what you're doing, stay locked in, tap
Yeah.
into your business? How can we do that?
Yeah. So you can follow me on Instagram. That's basically where I do everything. I don't really
Okay.
dabble in other apps. I ain't a really tech person, you know what I'm saying? But I do document my journey on Instagram. I give so many free tips. You can also, if you are interested in getting started with me as your coach or interested in the business part itself, you can DM me. I always answer my DMs. But my Instagram is literally my first and last name. Not very creative. So it's at Taryn, Taryn dot Durant, Durant. And you can share if you feel inclined my content on your stories with, because I do every single Monday I go live and I just give free game. You know what I'm saying? So I do my rants and I talk about a topic and I try to debunk certain things. And
Mhm.
you can always do that. And if you find one of my lives, there's actually a hashtag in the comment, and you can hit that hashtag, and you can see a whole bunch, just for organization purposes, a whole bunch of my lives or my posts that have a lot of
Mhm.
education around it. So you can get some quick, easy stuff, and and learn and grow and everything like that.
Nice. All right, guys.
Yeah.
Make sure you head over and follow her on Instagram. And I love that, making it nice. So she already told you it's going to be nice. It's going to be simple. It's going to be relatable, informative. And that's everything that we about here in the Blackwell Box, keeping it fun, keeping it simple, and keeping it informative so that we can, like you said, debunk those things and be able to heal and
Yeah.
be better, by having that sense of community, having these conversations and being able to consume content that teaches us the right things, from people that look like us, from people that have been in the same shoes as us, that have experienced the same thing. So I love
Yeah.
that. Keep doing what you're doing. Make sure that you guys tap in with her. And while we're giving out shout outs, make sure you follow me at wellness.liss. I'm also only on Instagram. So if you see me anywhere else, I'm sorry, sis, it was a catfish. Make sure you follow in the Blackwell Box on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. And that you're streaming the audio playbacks on Amazon Music, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Anchor, and Stitcher. And we will see you next Wellness Wednesday. And in the meantime, in between time, please, y'all, make sure y'all stay black, stay blessed, stay beautiful, but most importantly, make sure y'all stay well. All right, peace.